Hello and welcome. In this video we will learn class 6 science chapter 4 which is sorting materials into groups. So before starting the chapter, let's learn what materials are. In daily life we see many things like books, toys, chair, table, almirah, bed, car and many other things. So these things are object. Now anything which has some mass and occupies space is called matter. Now this mass and weight are different things. Mass is constant always, but weight can be changed due to gravity or gravitational force. So now we were talking about anything which has mass and occupies space is called matter. Now these objects are made up of some matter and this matter is called material. So the matter of which an object is made is called material. Now if we talk about this chair, chair is made up of wood, so wood is a material. If we talk about book, so book is made up of paper, then paper is also a material. Now these objects can be made up of one material and more than one material also.
So let's take one example of that also. Scissors is made up of two materials. The part from where we cut is made up of one metal or we can say a material, and from where we hold the scissors or its handle is made up of plastic or wood, that is also one material. So scissors is an example where we use two materials to make it.
So we make different objects from different materials based on their properties. Like we cannot make a scissor which is made up of paper because then it is of no use. Likewise, we cannot make a tumbler which is made up of cloth because it would be of no use. So we have to choose the material depending on our requirement. Like in other ways you can understand, in your class some children would be good in drawing, some children would be good in playing cricket or some other game. So teacher can divide them into different groups. Likewise, materials also we sort into different groups based on their properties. So in this chapter we would discuss the properties and we would sort them into different groups. So let's learn how many materials we use in our daily life. Just now we discussed paper. So paper used to make books. So paper is a material. Wood is a material we use to make bed, table, chair and many other things. Now plastic is also a material from which we make many things. Glass is also a material, we make crockery items, other things also. Cotton is a material, last chapter we discussed cotton. Cotton is used to make clothes. So cotton is a material. Then metals are also materials. We have many metals, gold, silver, copper, steel, and clay is also a material. We make clay pots also. So these materials we use in our daily life. So based on their physical state, we divide materials into three groups. Like one is solid, one is liquid and one is gas. So in solid, the material which is very hard, which cannot be cut easily, so we put them in a solid group. Like wood is a solid, like metals are solid, and iron is a solid, stones are solid. So solid which cannot be cut and which cannot be bent properly, which are very hard. So these are solid. So in liquid we have water, milk, coffee, tea, juices, all are liquid. Now in gas we have the exhale air which is CO2, the inhale air oxygen and many others are also there like nitrogen, like sulfur. So these are all gases. So now we knew that different materials have different properties. So now we will discuss these properties. So appearance, hardness and softness, soluble and insoluble, floating and sinking, transparency, opaqueness and translucency. These are all the properties which materials have. So we will discuss them in detail. Now let's take appearance. Appearance means how it looks to our eyes. Like on the basis of appearance, we grouped the materials into two. One is shiny, one is dull. So in shiny materials, we have metals, freshly cut metals. So freshly cut metals, like when you buy some utensils or some gold, it has some different shine or glaze. It has some sheen which we call luster. So metals have that luster, but after some time some metals lose that luster. Like you see here in a copper utensils, the luster has gone because of the reaction of some air and moisture. So the luster is the property which some metals have, and this luster properties make them shiny or dull. So metals are generally lustrous, and other materials like wood, like charcoal, like chalks, paper are dull. So these materials are dull and metals are generally shiny. So based on appearance, we have two groups, shiny and dull. Now next property is hardness and softness. So in hard materials, we cannot compress them easily, we cannot cut, scratch or bend them easily. So in hard materials, we have iron, we have stone. So these materials are hard. In soft materials, you can cut, you can bend, or they feel very soft. Like sponge is a soft material, like cotton is a very soft material. So hard material cannot be cut, scratched, compressed or bent easily, but soft material you can do anything, you can compress them, you can cut them easily. So this is hardness and softness. So this was hardness and softness property of the material. So the next property is soluble and insoluble materials. What are soluble materials? Soluble materials can be dissolved in water and make a clear solution. So they are totally soluble in water. Now insoluble material, they cannot dissolvable in water and they don't make any clear solution. So they are insoluble material. So what are soluble material? We can say salt is a soluble material, sugar is a soluble material, they can be dissolved in water. But chalk powder or sand you cannot dissolve in water. So this activity we can see at home also. So let's see how to do it.
Now in this activity I took 2 glasses of water, some salt and sand. Now I am adding salt to the glass of water. Now I will stir it. With this activity you can learn two properties. One is floating and sinking and other one is solubility and insolubility. So you can see I am stirring it and it is making a clear solution. But when I put the salt, it went down and sank in the water. So salt sinks in water. Now you can see it made a clear solution. So salt is soluble in water. Now I will put sand into the another glass. Now some particles came up which can float on the water, but sand went down and it also sank in the water. Now if I stir it, it won't dissolve in water and it won't make a clear solution. So we can say sand is insoluble in water but salt is soluble in water. So this was the activity of solubility and insolubility.
So we saw soluble and insoluble material. Now we will see miscible and immiscible. So soluble and insoluble, when we were talking, they were solid material like salt, like sand. So they were solid material. Now if we talk about liquid to liquid, means if we dissolve some liquid in water, if it is properly soluble or it is not. So miscible solution is if we put them in water, they make a clear solution. Like if we put lemon juice in water, it should be dissolved properly to make a miscible solution, and we know that lemon juice or vinegar can be dissolved properly in water and it makes miscible solution. Now immiscible solution, if we put oil in water, it sets like this but it does not dissolve in water. So it is a immiscible in water. So that was miscible and immiscible with respect to liquid material. Now if we talk about gases, so some gases are also dissolvable in water like oxygen, carbon dioxide. Because of that, the aquatic animals can survive in water. So fishes can breathe in water because oxygen is dissolvable in water. Next property is floating and sinking material. Now sometimes when it rains, we make paper boat and make them float on it water. So it floats because paper is lightweight and paper floats on water. Likewise, if you have noticed, some dry leaves also floats on water. In this class you can see that this is a plastic toy. It is floating on the water, but its stones are heavy, they sank in water. So this was the floating and sinking material. Some materials which are light, they float on water. Some materials which are heavy, they get sink in water. So the last property which we are going to discuss today is transparency, opaqueness and translucency. So what is transparency and transparent material? The material from which you can see clearly or you can see thoroughly are called transparent materials. Like if you would have used any magnifying glass, you can see through it very clearly. Same with the case of glasses. If you would have used any glasses, you can see with them very clearly. So these are transparent material. Some plastic sheets are also transparent material. Now opaqueness. So now what are opaque materials? From the materials which you cannot see anything are opaque materials. Like if you keep a paper on your eye, you cannot see anything. Like if you keep any cardboard on your eye, you cannot see anything. So from materials which you cannot see anything are opaque materials. Now after that we have translucency. So from transparent material we can see clearly. From opaque we cannot see anything. From translucent we can see but not clearly. Like if you would have seen any butter paper, you can see through it but not that much clear. And some curtains are also there from which you can see but not clear. So these were transparent, opaque and translucent material. So we will take revision now. What are materials? So from the matter which an object is made up of are called materials. So what are characteristics of material? We discussed it, that it should occupy space and it should have some mass. And one thing more you can add here, that you should feel it also. So three characteristics of material. One, it should occupy space. Second, it should have some mass and you can feel it also. So these are characteristics of material. Now properties of material, we discussed them also. First was appearance. You should see it shiny or dull. Second one was hardness and softness. Third one, it should be soluble or insoluble. Next was floating and sinking. And one more was there, transparency, opaqueness and translucency. So these were the properties of materials. Now we will take a quiz in which we will take some materials and we will talk their properties. Now salt. Salt is by appearance dull material. Hard and soft, it is a hard material. Solubility, yes, we can dissolve it in water, so it is a soluble material. Now floater sink, it sinks in water. Transparency, it is a opaque material. Broken glass piece, it's shiny. Normally glasses have some luster, so it's a shiny one. Now hard and soft, again hard. Soluble, no, we cannot. So it's a insoluble material. Floater sink, it again sinks in water. Transparency, yeah, glasses are transparent. Leaves, by appearance they are also dull. Hard and soft, they are soft material. Then solubility, no, we cannot dissolve in water, so they are insoluble. Floater sinks, leaves are generally light, so they float on water. Transparency, no, they are again opaque material. Diamond sugar, we call it misri also. So diamond sugar is again sugar, so by appearance they are dull. Hardness and softness, they are hard. Solubility, yes, we can dissolve them, so they are soluble. Floater sinks, again they sink in water. Transparency, again they are opaque. Iron nail is dull by appearance. Again it is a hard substance because it is a metal. Soluble, no, we cannot dissolve, so insoluble. Floater sinks, it sinks in water. And transparency, again it's a opaque substance. Now plastic bottle cap. So plastic bottle cap is again by appearance dull, hard and soft. It is a hard material. Soluble, no, we cannot, so it's a insoluble material. Now floater sinks, plastic is light in weight, so it floats on water. And transparency, if plastic is light colored, so you can see through it but not clearly, we can say translucent. If it is colored like blue black, so it would be opaque. So this was the materials. Now if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Share with your friends so they can also learn. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.